You are plugged into what the church won't say. And today, we have a great video to show you guys. This video is from the School of Hard Knocks, where they interview Will Smith, and he made a very interesting statement about once you make a certain amount of money, money can make you miserable. So let's see what he was talking about. But before we do, just know the full interview you'll find in the description. Go over there and support the School of Hard Knocks. But as for now, let's get to it.
What is the greatest piece of advice that Will Smith has ever received? There's one lesson that a mentor taught you throughout your career, right? You've networked with billionaires, you've networked with the most successful people across different industries. Give me one piece of advice you could give to somebody who may not have a great mentor.
That's good. There's a couple of them. My grandmother, when we were going on tour, as we were getting on the tour bus and she were going away, she said, "Hey, baby, just remember, everywhere you go, one day you're going to have to go back." I didn't get it in that moment, but as I started to go in my career, I started to realize, like, oh shit, it's all relationships. Everything is relationships.
Very good point he's making right there, or should I say his grandma made. But there's a verse that Christians often take out of context that it says, "A wise man winneth souls." And somehow we think that it's wisdom to share the gospel. And I'm not saying there's no wisdom in it, but that's not what that verse was talking about in Proverbs, because that was the Old Testament and they weren't trying to win souls. But the verse literally means more so what Will is talking about is that a wise person win people over. So it's about winning people over for your cause. So everywhere you go, you'll have people in your corner, because you never know when you may need them, when you may need to tap into their resources. Or life, if y'all haven't known at this point, is about building a network of people that have things that you don't have, or just a network of people that can assist you.
So did you come from a lot of money?
No. I came from the opposite.
So what was your turning point to financial freedom? Give me that turning point in your life.
I realized that sometimes what you're good at is different than what you like. So I love making music. I love being on stage, but I'm actually better as an actor. And I had to make the choice to go with what I was better at. And I tried to mix the music in there. But the real turning point for me was realizing that my greatest skill set was acting, and I chose to master that above all things.
Many of especially young people can learn from that, something he just said. Sometimes we so passionate about one skill set that we have no idea that we have another skill set that we can eat off of. The thing that you're necessarily passionate about may not be the thing that will propel your life. It may be the thing that opens up the door, but it may not be the thing that you can build up on and think that it's going to be the be all. So just be flexible as you're trying to navigate life.
So what was the most amount of money you made in a single year?
Oh, I don't like to talk about that.
Maybe revenue across all the businesses?
Yeah, there was plenty of zeros, but I don't like to discuss the actual amount.
Maybe an accomplishment financially, or even from like a box office standpoint, that you're the most proud of.
Hancock and I Am Legend were within 6 months of each other. That was one of the biggest years of my career and one of the most creative periods. I think Hancock was in June, and then I Am Legend was in December. Christmas was nice that year.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think money buys happiness?
Hell no. Actually, there's an amount of money that once you pass it, it buys misery. Once you have a certain amount of money, you can change people's lives. So it's really all people can think about. So it's difficult to make new friendships at certain financial points, right? In America, somewhere around $1 million a year, it starts going the other way, where it's more problems beyond that. And you start getting into really an attack zone.
You broke this down beautifully about clifftop versus rock bottom.
Yeah,
everybody thinks when you hit rock bottom, that's when you change. Can you break that down real quick for them?
The idea of clifftop, it's like a corresponding place to rock bottom. And after you've had all the money you've wanted, and you've had all the sex you've wanted, and you've created all the things and all the fame, there's a corresponding abyss that you can actually pop off of the top of the material world, and you're like, oh shit, there's literally nothing I want to buy. There's literally nobody that I want to have new sex with. There's nothing, and it's a terrifying place when you realize nothing material can actually satisfy you.
I want to stop right there. First, I apologize for the profanity in this video, but I want to say something that I believe this is why some people commit suicide, particularly celebrities, because I think they get to a place where they experience the best of everything. They're rich, they're famous, they have all the things that people are searching for. And then they still feel that emptiness because the Bible says God has put eternity in the heart of every man. And so there's something greater in us that we are pursuing, whether we realize it or not. And so when you have everything, every woman, every car, everything that people think makes them happy, and you're not happy, you find this depravity, this emptiness. And I think a lot of people explore that emptiness and cut their life off because they realize it's nothing worth living for. And that's horrible. But it also makes me think about 1 Timothy 6:10. And it's a verse, I'm going to read it to you guys, that's very familiar in the Bible. And it says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." And let me just stop right there, because I know there are certain people that think that money itself is evil. And that's not what this verse says. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. While some covet after, they have erred from the faith. So money has caused them chasing money to leave the faith and pierce themselves through with many sorrows. And the reason why I think money is the root of all evil, because the love of money is the root of all evil, because when you really love money, you start doing some strange things for some change. You find yourself manipulating, lying, in some cases murdering. You start finding your personality becoming wicked and reaching and being flexible so you be rich. You find yourself laying with certain people, exploring sexualities that's not even an interest to you. I just think when you love money, you find yourself in some very sinful, wicked, and evil places to get that money. And that's why it's the root of all evil. And I think it's a lot we can learn from this, because believers and unbelievers alike, I don't think most people would say that we are all chasing some type of financial comfort, unfortunately. A lot of us is looking to have the best of the land. A lot of us is looking to be well off. And I think just listening to Will, it kind of give you a piece to understand that even when you get it all that you imagine in your mind, first off, you're going to want more. But second off, it ain't going to scratch that itch. It ain't going to do nothing for you. It's not going to make you feel complete or whole. You're not going to feel like you're alive because you have all this money. That is a lie. That is the carrot on the stick that the devil and the flesh keeps using to get us to go deeper down these rabbit holes of sin until we lose ourselves, till we err from the faith, says the Bible, till we leave God and we find ourselves in a very desolate, lonely, dark, empty place. We need your help. If our content has taught you, fed you, or blessed you, I'm asking that you partner with us. By taking time and hitting like and activating the bell notification, it sparks the YouTube algorithm to forward this video to someone else. By simply taking 2 seconds out of your day and hitting like, it may be the catalyst that changed someone's life.
And it's a similar abyss at rock bottom. And the realization is that what you're actually looking for is you. What you're actually looking for is a comfort that will only come with you totally by yourself, with none of this shit. And then once you are stable in your place, you were talking about the bird and the branch. Once you're comfortable in your wings, the branch can be weak or strong. When you get a strong branch, it's great. When you get a weak branch, that's cool. It's another lesson. You'll find another one. But there's a certain stability in yourself that you trust yourself that you can handle whatever comes, that is above any kind of false material safety comfort, because it's not real. There are diseases that are not curable that your money won't be able to fix. There are relationships that break up that you can't buy back. When loved ones die, there's nothing you can do. So there's certain things in this life that only an absolute steadiness in yourself in the face of whatever life has to offer. That's the only thing that can make this place bearable.
Okay, well, he went off the rails there. I believe there is some lessons we can learn from it. I do think once you become so rooted in Christ that you learn how to lean on him, whether you have a lot or a little, whether you feel weak or strong, I think there's something in that. But you're not looking for yourself. You had yourself in sin, and how happy was you? You're looking for God. You're looking for Christ. That's that emptiness. That's that longing. That's what you're searching for. Listen, there are people out here that are searching for God at the bottom of a bottle. There are some people that's searching for that joy in God in multiple sex partners. There are people that's searching for the love of God in a needle. Unfortunately, they don't know it. And so you're not looking for you. You truly are looking for the great I am, the one who put this God-sized hole in your soul. That's what you're looking to fill you. And I know it because I look for God in everything else, and I only found God in Jesus Christ.